I have one final scenario to pose. I'm always curious about what people would have for their last meal. So, if the world was coming to an end and you were to have one final meal, what would it be? Who would make it? Where would it take place?
Oh,
And who would be performing?
performing.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Like a musician?
Yeah, it could be a musician. It could be pretty much any type of performance that, you like.
Who would be performing? Oh my goodness. So this is my last meal.
Yep.
Well, I'll start with what I do know. Because everyone should think about what their last meal on earth is. So
For sure.
should give that thought. I I would have to say it's my mom, as I told you, was not a great cook. She would kill me for saying that actually. She's a fine cook. She's just not someone who enjoys cooking. The one thing that I would just want something that kind of is soul soothing, and it would definitely be her. She makes a braised oxtail, and it is so fabulous. If people don't know what oxtail is, it's literally, the tail. So it becomes this kind of sticky, gelatinous, melt in your mouth. The meat is so tender, so flavorful, and it's so good. It's my favorite thing she makes, and it just reminds me of childhood. It has so much memory packed into it.
Okay.
So that would be the dish. I would definitely. What was the other question? Who would
Um,
it be with?
where would it take place?
Okay,
Because your mom would make the dish,
my mom would make the dish.
and who would be performing?
Okay, so where would it take place? I don't know. I think if it was my last meal on earth, I'd want it to be at home with with my mom and, with all of my family. So at home, I think. Yeah.
Awesome.
As much as there's so many great places out there at home.
Yep.
And who would perform? Gosh, that is so difficult. Probably Van Morrison, because we have a sort of, home feeling to this whole thing, and I think Van Morrison is just one of my favorite artists, and he would be singing a song in that raspy voice of his, and yeah, that would be who would be performing at home with my mom's oxtail.
Perfect. Now that sounds wonderful and definitely worthy of the end of the world.